Welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. So yeah, happy birthday to me. Today's my birthday, but also more importantly, happy birthday to Adam from Vibra Finance. So yeah, I was doing a lot of reflecting today and I sent a happy birthday to Adam. And Adam, it's actually in numerology. This is our 1 year cycle. So one of my meditation students told me all about that. So it's a 1 year life path or something like this. So it means it's like a big year for us. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. I don't know if I shared it with you or not, but anyway, happy birthday to you, brother. And obviously today's been a really good day, a nice day. So my gift to you, so this is like a Hobbit birthday. My gift to you is sharing with you some truth and a huge ZeroTrust giveaway. So that's ending on the 21st of September. So apparently not a lot of people know about it. So it's a huge prize pool. And so I'm going to go over the details of that. But I also want to take a look at what happened with the launch of ZeroTrust. I want to take a look at DefiTriggs' post and Dirty Crypto's perspective. I had a look at his video earlier today, and I want to make up my own mind. So I've pretty much already come to a conclusion, but I'm going to go over that with you today. Because quite frankly, I really love what ZeroTrust stands for. So I'm a 555 Guardian, and what they're trying to do, I really stand for. Because the most important thing for me, no matter what in all of this, have to be objective, have to be neutral. Therefore, the most important thing is protecting the truth and protecting each other, because I don't want to be part of a world anymore, and I don't want to be part of a system anymore where we take advantage of each other. This is not the world that I want to be a part of. This is not the world that I want to be in. I want to be part of a world and a system where if we work together, we win together. So that's exactly what I'm going to continue to try and build and pour all my heart and soul into in every minute of every day if I possibly can. But that's obviously not possible because we all have a lot of bad habits. But in any case, cheers to Adam from Vibra Finance. So I treated myself to a beer tonight. So I actually have, well, this is going to be a plug for One Drop. They're a really good brewery. I think they're an Australian brewery, actually. They are. They're a Queensland brewery. So this is a cream pastry stout. And when you pour it out, it's like a milkshake. So it's actually, yeah, it's pretty delicious. So shout out to everybody in September. So yeah, today, what I wanted to first share was, before I get into the ZeroTrust stuff, so the power of self-reflection, because, well, there's a reason why I'm sharing in this particular manner as well, once I reveal more about the 555 Guardians. But self-reflection and learning what my mind is and why my mind works the way that it works, and learning how to discard the contents of my mind so that I can actually change, has been the most fundamentally powerful thing in my whole entire life. I tried everything, no matter how many books that I read, Think and Grow Rich, even How to Win Friends and Influence People, a lot of books. I'm not going to list them all off here. I can't think of them all off the top of my head now, but a lot of books, a lot of ways to try and change. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I could never implement those things because there was like an elasticity in my mind. I would go to a seminar, I would read a book, and I would feel really positive. I would feel really great. And I would try to take a step forward into changing, into being this new person. But then my old self would pull me right back. And so I could never change. Some people can. Some people can read a book and go, oh, holy shit, this has changed my life, and I'm going to implement these things straight away. What is that based on? That is already based on their mind. That's based on the determination of their existing mind. My existing mind was complete garbage. It was trash, full of negativity, full of bad habits, full of gluttony, full of just self-doubts, anger, resentment, just limiting beliefs, depression, anxiety, stress, just overwhelmed with these things. So no matter what step I took forward, my mind would always pull me back. So the way that I've been able to change is through self-reflection and discarding those old thoughts, the old self. The old self is complete garbage. The old self is just an accumulation from the life that we've lived, but we live holding on to this like it's me, but it's really not. The real me is the universe. And so yes, today is my birthday, so I used the opportunity as a self-reflection and wrote a letter to myself in the future. I'm always talking to artificial intelligence and reflecting with artificial intelligence. So I wrote a birthday letter to myself in the future about what I'm going to do in a year's time, or where I'm going to be in a year's time, and the things that I want to change. And because I was told it was a life path 1 today and it's meant to be like a big transformational change, then I just, whether I believe it or not, doesn't matter. I thought, you know what? Well, I'll just use that momentum. Most of this numerology stuff seems to work out for me. Most of this chart reading stuff seems to be pretty in alignment with myself. So why not just go with it? So it's actually, because it's 10 p.m. Well, no, because I'm from Western Australia and I'm on the east side. But anyway, it's almost basically very much when I was born. But anyway, so I want to read something. I was trying to find a particular passage which really resonated with me, but I couldn't find it in time. Was spending my last minutes with another particular student that I was helping. So this is from a book called Heaven's Formula for Saving the World. And I just opened it up to one particular passage and I thought I'd read from here. There's 2 here that I'm going to read from, and then I'm going to go into the zero trust stuff and I'll explain why I've chosen the, well, I didn't choose these. This was really like, yeah, I just opened it up and it's a perfect addition to the video, the last live stream that I did, basically, where I went into probably the first video where I really highlighted my perspective on the mind. So, by the way, thank you very much, everybody, for the comments, the happy birthday comments. You guys are legends. So I'm going to keep this up here because my boy Adam Vibra Finance. So thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody, but also make sure to give Adam from Vibra Finance some love today too. He was the first one to invite me on his stream. So my boy Adam Vibra Finance, my boy Adam, we were born on the same day, the same year, and he was the first one to have me on his stream. So there's so many things in Pulse Chain that's just like, man, I love this place. So the 2 passages that I'm going to be reading. So the last passage that I read in the last video was everything is entirely my fault. Funnily enough, the passages that I opened up here is the affairs of the world are all the same and one's own fault. So I'm going to read both of them because, again, I want you to, well, it's not just for you, it's also for me to really think about the state of the world now and what can I do about the world. And I want to go into this in detail in just a moment. Actually, no, I'll say that first before I read this. So the other big reflection that I've had is dedicating myself to small things. I'm a very big thinker person. So I think on a grand scale and all these big things that I want to do. I want to change the world. I want to change Australia. But how can I do anything about changing anything if I can't even get out of bed, if I can't even feed myself properly, if I can't even work out every single day? Unless you can do the small things right, how are you going to do the big things? It's not possible. So there was a very popular speech from an American general that basically spoke about one of the first things that you should do is make your bed right in the start of the day. And if you make your bed right at the start of the day, you've done one thing right. And even scientifically speaking, this really puts your mind into a momentum of success for the rest of that day. And even if that day goes bad, you'll always go back to your bed at the end of the night, which is made. So that's one thing that I really want to continue to do is small acts of gratitude, small acts of love, small smiles to people on the street. When I came back from Korea, this was really something that I really wanted to implement. And I have to tell you this story now. And it was one of the things that I really learned there, the small acts of kindness, the small acts of love. And I remember the first day that I got back after the flight. It was an overnight flight, and I saw this girl in the shop, and I wanted to go compliment her on her outfit. I thought it was a really fantastic outfit. I thought she had beautiful style. And I walked past 3 or 4 times, and I was too scared to say anything. I thought, you know what? No, this time, universe, help me. Every time I walked past, she was on her phone. And this time I walked past, the final time, and she was off her phone, and she looked up. She looked at me, so I just walked straight into that store, and I said, look, I just want to tell you, your style is amazing. I really love your style. I just wanted to come in here and tell you, and that's all I wanted to say. So thank you. I hope you have a good day. I smiled and I left. And she was really happy. It brightened up her day. The next store that I went into, I went to go look for a shirt. And the girl, the first thing she said to me, she was like, wow, I really love your style. I love what you've got going on here. So I was like, holy shit. The universe is, man, like the beauty of that moment, the profoundness of that moment. It's a small act, but the profoundness of that, to step out of your comfort zone, to give love, and then to get love immediately back. That's just what the universe is. The universe just wants to give love. And that's the way to receive love, is to actually give it. But we're living in a self-centered society where we think that I'm the one that deserves love. I want the love. I want everybody to love me. Nobody knows. Well, I shouldn't say this, but we don't. Our default mode is not to give love. It's always to try and receive it. But we should be giving love. And that's also the kind of financial system that we should be building, one that is founded on giving, not on taking. The financial system at the moment is founded on taking. That's why it's fundamentally flawed. A true financial system is one that's built on giving. This is the way that the universe is. The universe is always giving. It doesn't take, it just gives. So I wanted to just share that. So, okay, the affairs of the world are all the same. The affairs of the world are all the same. When they pass, they are all dreams. In a meaningless world, people suffer, loaded down with burdens, and they are not able to laugh or cry. A person with a dead consciousness blames the world and lives without knowing the true meaning or purpose. Now that my long-sought dreams have been fulfilled, and I have climbed over the Arirang hills, now that I have become the master of all creations, and I have seen and become that which I had previously only dreamt of, a divine being, I now know that all affairs of human life are meaningless. Now I understand the cricket's chirping, I understand the cicada's song, and I can properly see all living things. Now that I have come to my true senses, my heart is filled with joy. When all people come to their senses, when they escape from their suffering and live properly, the frustrations of my heart will be appeased. Man, those words are just so beautiful. I almost sort of choked up in tears because they're just so beautiful. I understand the crickets chirping. I understand the cicada's song. Just beautiful. And again, now that where was it? A person with a dead consciousness blames the world. Look at the state of the world. Look at what everybody does as a default mode in this current society. Everybody's default mode is to blame somebody else out there for the problems in the world. Nobody looks at themselves and says, it's my fault. From the true perspective, which is the universe itself, we're all one mind. So in actuality, even though this physical body didn't pull the trigger, this physical body didn't do the crime, this physical body is part of the oneness. And that consciousness is this consciousness is part of the oneness. So it did do that. So everything is my fault. And then if you take the idea of the small changes, oops. Oh, what happened here? The small changes to the big changes, then it's the same thing. The small changes, I change myself, and the big changes change the world. Now, one's own fault. The blue sky, the green mountains and clear water open wide the human mind. People live their lives in the world, but they do not know where they come from, why they live, and where they will eventually go. While in ignorance of the true meaning and purpose, they blame the world and others because nothing in the world suits their minds. For them, all things are dissatisfactory, and this remains in their minds. They live foolishly with these regrets. When will they go to the land where the world is alive? People who are already there worry about those who are not. Those who have not reached this world are trapped inside of themselves, speaking the words of ghosts, and the people of the world are unable to distinguish whose words are true. But moreover, they are not interested. They do not know that this is a matter of the utmost importance of life and death, and they are simply unable to see or hear. Ironically, the angry people are those who are in the wrong, and they do not realize their wrongdoings at all. No one knows what human life is. No one knows where they are headed, and indeed there is nowhere to go. Everyone is insane. They only say insane and crazy things. The insane are running amok, not realizing they have gone crazy. They believe their insanity is normal, that it is right. Everything in the world is one's own fault. One must repent himself. Know that everything in the world is your fault. And if you discard yourself that is at fault, you can live in the world without hindrances or conflicts. When you live in nature's flow, when you live in accordance with the universe, which is our true self, everything flows like water. there's no resistance, there's no blockages, there's no hindrances. It is the true way to live. It really is the true way to live. So another beautiful passage. So yeah, I won't go on too much about these things. I'll get into, I lost my share screen, but I'll go back to my share screen here. And I'll bring this up. Where did it go? Sorry, because I accidentally also, I like logged off or something. So now the reason why I wanted to start with this was because of the ZeroTrust and what ZeroTrust is doing. And the thing which really resonated me a lot with ZeroTrust and hooked me in. So all of this, ZeroTrust was launched while I was away in Korea. And actually, let me just set up the screen so everybody can see this better. I hope that this will be a better format rather than the other format here where the screen is a bit bigger. But the pantheon of, I don't know what this symbol is, but it's the ZeroTrust symbol, but I don't know what the actual name of that symbol is. So how archetypes build an unstoppable movement. Each guardian who steps into their archetype adds another layer to the culture. And every outsider who encounters these figures feels it instantly. So this was something that really resonated with me instantly. So this was the 5th of September 2025 by Roman Wilder, one of the founders of ZeroTrust. So archetypes never die. So here you can see, man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you, they got the belt too. They got the symbol on the belt. So this is the ZeroTrust symbol. So I'll add this link in the description. I don't have it there at the minute, but I'll add it into the description. But it's on the pulsechain.nexus website. And if you look at archetypes-never-die, if you want to read along. So sometimes a single moment changes everything. One of the 5/5 Guardians stepped forward this week and created his ZeroTrust identity around his childhood hero, Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid. He placed the symbol on Miyagi's robe, and in doing so, he revealed something extraordinary. For Veritia, I find it very difficult to pronounce her name. I'm so sorry, Veritia. This clicked. What we are building is not just a movement around trustless software. It is a cultural canvas where every guardian can step into the archetypes that shaped them. Whether that is Mr. Miyagi, B.A. Baracus, or any other figure from the myths of childhood, each one can be reborn inside ZeroTrust. And here's the real power. It does not only affect the guardian who chooses the archetype, it affects everyone who sees it. When people outside the movement meet Mr. Miyagi, carrying the symbol, they instantly understand something. They feel wisdom, discipline, truth. When they see B.A. Baracus with the symbol, they feel loyalty, defiance, protection. The meaning transfers immediately, no explanation needed. That is how archetypes break through walls of resistance and speak straight to the psyche of those we want to reach. Isn't that a bit childish? Some might look at this and think it is silly, childish, or even off topic, but that reaction comes from looking at the surface, not the depth. Psychology tells us that the heroes we loved as children did not vanish when we grew up. They live inside of us as archetypes, shaping how we see courage, wisdom, loyalty, and strength. So I'm not sure if Carl Jung was the first one to come up with the concept of the archetypes, but if you want to understand in more depth what archetypes are, I would strongly recommend looking at Carl Jung and the archetypes he outlined. So from essentially archetypes are embedded into the human consciousness in such a way that we all intuitively recognize what they are. So there's like a hero archetype, and you'll see movies that have the hero archetype. Like, for example, Neo would be a hero archetype. Luke Skywalker, all these characters in these movies who end up being the hero. It's something that it resonates with us, and it has this imprint in our psychology in such a profound way that we can all connect with it on some level. This is what the archetypes are. It's part of the subconscious mind, or the what does Jung call it? Basically The way that he refers to it is like this global consciousness, this one mind. So it's just his way of describing the one mind, which is the truth, the mind of the universe. But he has a different name for it. But really, it's referencing the same thing. So by stepping into these characters, Guardians are not playing dress up. They're unlocking identities already charged with meaning. And crucially, they are projecting those identities outward into the culture. Outsiders recognize the archetype. And through that recognition, they feel the message of zero trust without needing a lecture. Free your mind. Choose. This is not childish. This is powerful. And when that energy is pointed toward a mission like zero trust, it becomes unstoppable. The power of archetypes. Archetypes are deep patterns in the psyche. They are the mentors, warriors, rebels, the psyche. That's what he calls it. But he has another name as well, like collective consciousness or collective unconscious, something like this. They are the mentors, warriors, rebels, and sages that live in every culture. As children, we imprint on them. We learn from them what truth feels like, what courage looks like, how loyalty acts. When a guardian embodies their hero inside Zero Trust, two things happen. Internally, they activate these lessons and live out the virtues they admired. Externally, everyone who sees it feels that same energy immediately because the archetype already lives in their memory. This is why it works. It bypasses words and arguments. It spreads through recognition and emotion. So why this matters for Zero Trust? Zero Trust is not only about code, it is about protecting the principle of immutable decentralized software from the corruption of fake DeFi. Technical arguments alone will not win this fight. Culture will, myth will, archetypes bridge technology and human soul. This is what really got me. Why this matters. This is what got me. And the reason why this got me also is because it's in alignment with my archetype. So when Yoda wears the symbol, everyone knows what it means. Mastery, patience, inner strength. When Batman wears the symbol, it means vigilance, resilience, and the fight against corruption. When Neo wears a symbol, it means awakening, freedom, and the courage to break the system. Each guardian who steps into their archetype adds another layer to the culture. And every outsider who encounters these figures feels it instantly. This creates three powerful psychological effects. One, identity fusion. The guardian merges with the archetype, becomes more resilient, motivated, and committed. Collective resonance. Many archetypes together create a living pantheon, amplify the cultural force of Zero Trust. This also was like, I'm really committed to this because of this. Collective resonance. Narrative infiltration. Outsiders already hold those figures in memory. With the symbol attached, the message of Zero Trust travels with them. Growth through archetype. Fake DeFi sells greed. It has no myth, no soul, no depth. I mean, look, you had a kiss. You got kids now selling their piss on pump tires. You got a woman who was showing her pregnancy. The pregnancy is supposed to be this sacred human moment where life is being delivered into the world. And it's like, now it's a pump tires token. It's like, it's funny. It's funny, but it's deplorable at the same time. Imagine that child. Would you want that to be your entrance into this world, publicized all over the internet? Your mum is just bleeding out everywhere and you're screaming out into the world, and your life, your value just pumps and dumps essentially. Like there's nothing there. There's no soul there. It's soulless. There's no depth. It's really just for greed. One and only thing is for greed. That's where cryptocurrency is at the moment. That's the direction we need to very, very strongly steer away from. So that is why it can be exposed and defeated. Zero Trust builds the opposite, a culture that carries timeless values. As more guardians embody their heroes, the movement grows into something unforgettable. Each archetype adds another face to the mission. Each story makes the message easier to spread. Outsiders see it, recognize it, and feel it in their bones. And when we combine this with the ad engine, the trustless index, and the energy of the wider community, we create an unstoppable loop. Archetypes ignite identity, add spread awareness, culture carries the flame. This is how we grow. This is how Zero Trust becomes legend. Zero Trust is more than software. It is more than a meme. It is the return of the heroes we always carried, now standing together with the symbol on their chest. Roman Wilder. So it's not in the description at the minute, but I will share that in the description. And so I don't know what you guys think and girls, but that was a really powerful for me. And again, basically I was in Korea when this was launched, and I had all my friends saying, "Who's in Zero Trust? Have you guys put have you basically to become one of the 555? You had to pass a test, and then you paid a subscription. I think it was like 120 yearly subscription. But if you become the 555, then that's becomes your lifetime subscription. So I became one of the 555, and I was kind of too busy to look into it. I was too preoccupied with everything that was happening in Korea. And then when I came back, this was the thing which really got me sparked into it. So this is why I wanted to share it with you, in case, because there's still slots open for the 555. So that's one thing. So if you're interested in becoming part of that culture, in nurturing this idea of the culture that should be embedded within DeFi, the soul that should be embedded within DeFi, then I would strongly recommend having a look at the 555 and becoming the 555, wanting the type of people who can bring that in, weeding out the greed, weeding out the filth, weeding out all the poor qualities. If we're going to build a new financial system here, we don't want to transplant all the trash from the old financial system into this one, and then it just becomes like hyperinflated in this system. What's the point? Is that really what this comes down to? For me, no. For me, no. It has to be more than that, and that's precisely what my archetype is. So, yeah, my archetype type is like a truth seeker, a prophet / a builder, and it said the type of person or the type of heroes that I was is like Luke Skywalker, Neo, and Paul Atreides. So Paul Atreides from June was the one that I resonated most with, and I mean June 2. What a movie! If you haven't seen June 1 and June 2, like, you have to watch it. And again, the reason why it resonates with me so much is because it matches my archetype. But I've seen that like 4 times. I've cried. I'm just like, this movie's fucking insane. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, it's just so damn good. It's so damn good. So, all right. So let's get back into the share screen. So what is Zero Trust? So Zero Trust nothing, verify everything. So what this is really trying to do, a strategic mimetic task force. So everything is built around this symbol, and this symbol is like the mimetic force that is going to be imprinted in every aspect of it. So people now are being encouraged with the archetypes to make, basically put this symbol and find an archetype. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like this AI generated image that I've been using for my profile pretty much embodies everything, but I thought I'd just run it through AI and try a few different things. So I had some fun just to see if I could make anything cool. And this is kind of cool. I really do like this, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe I can interchange them. But anyway, it was a bit of fun. And it's always fun when it's something that's related to yourself as well. When you're learning more about yourself, when it aligns you more with your true self, there's always something that's naturally interesting about that for every single person, I think, probably without exception. So a strategic mimetic task force. Crypto wasn't built on trust. It was built to end it. Oh, and by the way, that's the reason why I started the stream by going into the concepts of self-reflection, reading books of truth, sharing about my perspective on truth and what I believe to be the truth, because that's precisely what my archetype is. So I really want to nurture that. And I think that's one of the things that people really resonate with my content, which is something that I kind of just took for granted. But when I meet people in Australia, when we have these meetups, it's really, really nice. It's really, really beautiful. I really love all of these guys because we're all on the same wavelength. And I guess I kind of take it for granted that it's just like, I'm just this dude on the internet, but we all have that same mindset that's brought us all together. And when we meet, it's really this beautiful, powerful moment. And I just kind of take for granted that I talk about these spiritual stuff and true things, and people really appreciate that. For me, it was just like a natural thing because crypto was basically all about greed, and this is not what I wanted. We're talking about this new financial system, and all we're doing is taking advantage of each other. Like, that's fucking garbage. I'm sorry to say, but there's nothing innovative about that whatsoever. There's nothing innovative about Solana. There's nothing there except How quickly can I take advantage of everybody else? That's not what this new financial system should be. How can we possibly say that this is a new financial system if we're behaving in that manner where we're taking advantage of each other? I want nothing to do with that. That's not an environment that I want to invite my friends and family into. I want to invite my friends and family into something that is genuinely innovative, something that is genuinely transformational. Otherwise, what's the point? What are we doing here? So, crypto was never meant to be trusted. It was built to run on code that no one can change, stop, or censor. That's what ZeroTrust stands for: decentralized, immutable, open source software that runs without middlemen. Now, I have a very interesting take on this, and I was reflecting on this today. I completely agree with no middlemen, and I don't know how literally I take the trustlessness, because I do feel like trust is very integral to DeFi. I do feel like this idea of community and trust within a community that you're part of is really, really fundamentally ingrained with the success of decentralized finance. I think, like everything, there's polar opposites. So we have decentralization and centralization, and I believe that it has to be somewhere in the middle. I mean, even if you look at Pulse Chain, we have elements of centralization with the tokens and where the tokens are being held. So this is a positive way in which centralization is used. So it's like, even though we talk about true DeFi, I still do believe that we have to have elements of centralization within it. It's like a balance, and it's something that happens in nature. You look at beehives beehives and ant colonies. You have the queen bee, which is a centralized force, but the work is decentralized. But still in nature, it's like decentralized and centralized. So there's always this harmony, this balance between the two. One or the other is not the way. And obviously at the moment, the current financial system is heavily skewed towards centralization in the wrong places. So I don't think that centralization is necessarily a bad thing. The forces of centralization need to be used in the right way, in the wise way. So for example, in token distributions, and you have the Origin wallet, which holds a majority of the tokens, which protects the system. This is something that's very, very important. So that form of centralization is a plus, but different forms of centralization and who decides what, this is a negative. Always going through a middleman, this is a negative. So even in terms of community and trustlessness, I do believe that building trust within each other and building, like seeing who's behind, not necessarily who's behind what wallet, but who's in what community. So for example, I often talk about the ATROPA ecosystem. So if ATROPA ecosystem succeeds, and if pDAI succeeds, and ZeroTrust, if ZeroTrust succeeds, then it should hopefully, based on the type of image that I'm trying to project, I'm just trying to be myself and what I believe in, and that should be embedded into the cultures of those ecosystems. And if those ecosystems are in harmonious sync with my personality and my true self, then there should be a beautiful harmony that works. And so the trust actually becomes embedded within the culture through people like myself, who's just here talking on YouTube, and I'm a real person and people can meet me, and that gives it trust. So I do think trust is actually important within communities, but again, it's about where the trust is placed. So no CEOs, no backdoors, no rug pulls, just pure unstoppable logic. This is more than a mission. This is the birth of a cultural phenomenon. A trustless movement that will outgrow crypto itself. Zero trust is where code becomes culture and culture becomes unstoppable. So before I play this little video here, so is Liberty Swap bridging to zero on Pulse Chain? I mean, everybody should know Liberty Swap by now. So Liberty Swap is really working a lot with Zero Trust. So I want to play this video, but I just want to double check that I have the sound switched on. Over 200 people. Thanks everybody for watching. So I might actually have to remove that and then just re-add it with the sound. And before I do, I would love to go through some of these comments as well. Oops. So share the screen. Boy, here we go. No, it's a little bit better. Sorry, while I was reading the book before, I accidentally put my screen my computer into like sleep mode. Okay, so did I end up sharing with the sound? Whoopsies, my mistake. Sorry, everybody. Share screen. It seems I can't. Okay, I'll do that in a moment. I'll go through some of these comments and then I'll do that in a moment. So I won't go through all the ones that are directed just to me. I really do appreciate it, but I feel like, I mean, you guys and girls are amazing. All the birthday wishes, Clintron's, Mykoff, my boy Ram, Pat9. Thank you so much, everybody. Like, you guys don't understand how much this means to me. It's really a beautiful thing. Good morning, Steve-O, Benjamin. Yeah, Benjamin, I agree with the zero trust. Brilliant marketing, and I think there's a lot of things in the work for the marketing. This is what really excites me. So thank you, HexG Unit. Collective unconsciousness, that's the one, is Jung's term, the layer of the psyche that lies beneath the personal unconscious and is shared by all humans, containing universal archetype symbol. Good on you, Steve-O. Thanks, brother. That's it. That's the one. So it's psyche, not psych. Okay, cheers. Cheers, my bro. What's up, Hexologist Heart? Jung also talks about anima mundi, or world soul. The mundi, the objective psyche, or the spirit and the age, or the spirit of the age. The spirit of the age. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. So thank you for reposting, Benjamin. I appreciate that. Life paths that are 3 are going to make some nice tendies in 2026. Hexologist Heart. Okay, I'm a life path 7. And so apparently this is a life, like apparently it's a 1 year now, according to my birthday. So yeah, exciting things are coming up. So, all right. Zero Trust is special. Looks like they're going to be a major asset to Pulse Chain. Having the bridges to onboard is important, but also spreading the message to get people in the first place. Yes, I agree. And if you if you think about them in the context of what they can do with Liberty Swap and what Liberty Swap is doing and how they're connecting to all the different chains, these are all the pieces of the puzzle that we really wanted to see happen with Pulse Chain, or that I wanted to see happen with Pulse Chain. And it seems like it's definitely happening. So I'm very, very excited to see all the communities come together and create all these different aspects. So I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to give it a try. You'll have to bear with me because it's going to show my front end on, because this is the only way that I can share the sound, just because I don't have a second screen. I'm just going to see that it doesn't have any sensitive information, but I don't think that it does. Yeah, okay. Let's go here, and then I really hope now that should show the video and the sound. So what happened to crypto? Let's have a look at this. Awesome, right? I mean, it stirs me up when I watch something like this. And these are the types of things where I've always felt like the consciousness on Pulse Chain is the X factor. Somebody talks about the community, and the community is part of the consciousness. So I guess it's kind of the same thing, really. The community is the asset, and I also feel like the consciousness of the community is the important part. So being part of this consciousness which can spread to other chains. Yeah, the price performance down. I don't judge the performance of the chain on the price performance of the core coins. It's really, I have to say, it's largely irrelevant in my eyes. Yes, it would be good. I'm not saying like I don't. That means that I don't want the coins to pump. Of course, I want them to pump, but it's largely irrelevant. What I'm seeing on the chain with the ATROPA ecosystem, with ZeroTrust, with Liberty Swap, with like, I mean, what we had Oink and Vouch and like all these different communities. I can't even think of them off the top of my head now, but all these different communities and builders and everything that's happening on Pulse Chain, it's something special. It's really something special. It's completely unique to what you see on Solana or Base Chain. And I've even heard and spoken to developers that have been on dozens, or maybe not dozens, but like a handful or a dozen different blockchains. And they're like, they're all just kind of lifeless. They're all soulless. And they mention what makes this so powerful is the community, the excitement, the vibe behind it. So Pulse Chain, if Pulse Chain can be the 0 point for this cultural revolution within DeFi, that makes it extremely successful despite price action. If we can be a cultural revolution on decentralized finance and we can change decentralized finance for the better culturally and communally, then that is a huge win for all of DeFi. And that's what I'm all about. I love Pulse Chain. I want Pulse Chain to win, but the culture of DeFi at the moment sucks. It completely sucks. The only thing which is bright, in my opinion, is Pulse Chain. And that's a very, very biased opinion. So you take that with a grain of salt. Yes, there's a lot of good things that are happening in building and tech. I'm not making a comment on that. I'm talking about the culture. It doesn't seem, and again, you have to take that with a grain of salt, because the culture on Ethereum is, there's definite positives with the culture of Ethereum and BNB and Arbitrum here, for example. But even again, when I talk to these people who've built on all of these chains and have built on Base Chain and Solana, and they still say that there's something special about Pulse Chain. So I don't want to cast all of them aside, but I just think Pulse Chain definitely has something special about it. So join the Zero Telegram now. So this is ZeroTrust.nexus. The code is law. Pulse Chain's premium meme. Okay, so what's this? Okay, yeah, so we got the ZeroTrust. Oh, I don't even follow it. That's pretty embarrassing. There we go. So I'll just follow. Whoops. All right. So what actually happened with ZeroTrust? So as I said, I was away. I have no idea. There was this whole thing that happened with ZeroTrust with the token launches. It was a big rug, and it was bad, all this kind of stuff. I really have no idea what happened. So I did some digging. So Dirty Crypto, he did a 20-minute video. So DefiTriggs shared his 20-minute video with me, and I watched it. And actually, let's go back to this. The crux of the video essentially was basically, my impression was they were not able to take advantage of the initial pump, and they were annoyed at that. They were pissed off at that. That was pretty much boiled down to, if you could distill it down to one point, like that's what it was. They missed the pump and they were pissed. There was things which happened behind the scenes which seemed like, well, this looks a bit dodgy, and how come these people got the contract address, and how come I was waiting in front of my computer for 19 hours? It kind of just seemed a bit, that was my initial impressions. There were some points there where I was like, okay, all right, I can understand those points. I hope there's some better explanations for that than like, I hope there's going to be an explanation for that. And that's what I'm going to be looking into now. Like, why did this actually happen? Why did it seem like there was these insiders that took advantage and then everybody else was on the outside? The assessments he made, his judgments on it, I didn't necessarily agree with, and I thought probably were a bit contradictory and hypocritical. For instance, he mentioned Veritia blocked him when he was trying to converse with her, and he was like, I didn't do anything to you and you just blocked me. And I was like, bro, you blocked me. Like, I was away in Korea. I came back from Korea and I'm like, I'm blocked by Dirty Crypto. I'm like, how the hell did I get blocked by this guy? I haven't even said anything or made any content for like 2 weeks. What the hell? I couldn't understand it. I've been very amicable with him for the whole time. So I thought that was quite hypocritical. But, definitely, obviously entitled to his opinion. So I wanted to do a little bit more digging. So I'm going to go through the DefiTriggs little post here because it's something that needs to be addressed, because at the end of the day, if it's something that I want to get behind, I want to make sure that at the core, I love what's happening at the core. At the core, it's really like a cultural revolution in decentralized finance, really trying to build the right kind of culture, the right kind of soul into DeFi. I love that. I love that. It resonates profoundly with everything that I am and everything that I'm doing in DeFi. But if there's like dodgy stuff and rug pulls and people using each other, I want nothing to do with that. I would rather just find somewhere else where this message of cultural revolution can be taken. So that's why I want to be very careful with that. If there's anything dodgy happening, I want to be very careful about that. Based on my initial discussions, it doesn't seem like there's anything dodgy. It just seems like there's been some mistakes that were made, but you can be the one to decide that. I'll go through these tweets now. So, all right. I signed up for the 555 Guardian with ZeroTrust in the Telegram before they launched the Zero token, which we all should know is now a scam with no fair launch intended. So even that, yeah, I mean, there's partially some truth to that. I believe the fair launch, I don't think it was fair launch. So I think if you were part of the 555, then you got access to the contract address before everybody else, but you couldn't copy it from the Telegram. But apparently some people could. And so this is what it was all about. So I gave an email linked to my old Binance account, which I don't use anymore, to be used to sign up for as a Guardian, including a payment with $110.10 with a credit card. I knew right when they were asking for this info, this was suspicious. So yeah, of course, you kind of have to dox yourself in this process. I also gave a Gmail account. So yeah, I also had to pay. So there is some element of doxing there. But again, from a personal perspective, I believe in the ethos of trustlessness. Nobody should know what my wallet activity is. Nobody should know what that is. But I have no issues whatsoever with putting my name behind. Like, people should be able to, if people trust me, I would hope that by extension that they also can at least trust on some level the things that I'm talking about, which means ZeroTrust, the ATROPA ecosystem, and whatever else I talk about, for example. So I'm not really too concerned with that level of like doxing, so to speak. But that's just from my own personal opinion. Like, not your keys, not your crypto. I believe in those things. I don't want anybody else to hold my assets, but I'm not really like, yeah, I'm not really too adverse to KYC. It's not really a huge issue for me. So, but that's just me. That's my own personal opinion. Some people are very hardcore or like very anti-KYC. So, but I said I'll do it for the exposure into something different on PulseChain. Now I'm getting countless emails and attempts to log into this Gmail account and into my old Binance account. Mind you, I've never gotten any attempts like this before giving this email to ZeroTrust. F you, ZeroTrust, just another scum entity on PulseChain. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely not a good sign. Hi, Joshua. We notice an attempt to use your email address to create a new Binance. I mean, that potentially seems like a Binance issue, but obviously the fact that it happened after ZeroTrust is problematic. If you recognize this activity, da-da-da-da-da. So that sucks for DefiTriggs. He's got good content. Hawthorn must have won. Who did they play today? The Australian Football League. My team got knocked out. We lost by 1 point. 1 point. Oh. Fremantle Dockers, we are literally like the loser team. And we've been around for 25 years with a loser team. And it's like it was also like an energetic spiritual thing for me as well. We lost by 1 point against the other loser team, and it was our home ground, but we ended up being the loser by 1 point. It was just like we're the forever losers. So yeah, that doesn't look too good. A response that when I questioned, so I've been communicating with Vericha about this. We've always said that Zero is a mirror to fake DeFi and to the community itself. Zen went from a 15K market cap to $4 million in just a couple of hours before finding its floor around 300,000. That's a base of believers. Perfect. Zero, it ripped to 10 million market cap in 20 minutes. Of course it pulled back, and we're glad it did. What we've done is essentially an RH move, but compressed into weeks instead of years. Now, with almost 1,100 holders and growing daily, we're building a core of solid believers. We're primed. The Trustless Index is on the way. The Guardian NFTs are coming. And we've deliberately held back to cleanse the group, honoring every refund request in the first week exactly as promised. We've acted with integrity from day one. We're not here for quick gains, that's for sure. We're here to build something that cannot and will not be ignored. So I've never felt any level of discomfort with anything in ZeroTrust so far, in the community, Vericha, and what I've seen and what I can see that they're trying to build, and the quality of the things that they're building and putting out, the content that they're putting out. It seems to me to be something that basically, it looks to me like there was a mistake, something happened, and this is DeFi. Shit goes wrong. Things aren't perfect. Now, without having any clear evidence, I can't say that that is 100% the case. By the way, this was edited at 5:55 p.m. Hashtag 555. I don't know if she intended that, but that's pretty epic, right? That's pretty epic. Holy shit. All right. Edited at 5:55. So she edited it. So maybe it was, but we were having this discussion. When did I write? Okay. All right. Maybe. Anyway, maybe that's a cheeky little move there. I don't know. But anyway, right. So I can't conclusively say that there wasn't bad actors who manipulated things to make it benefit others. I can't conclusively say that based on what I've seen so far, but based on the Dirty Crypto video, based on the DefiTriggs, based on the discussion that I've had from her, and she's assured me that they're not yet ready to basically they want to put out their side of the story. So I'm going to wait for that, but you decide for yourself. I always decide off my feelings, and for me, this doesn't feel like a negative thing. This doesn't feel like something that there's maliciousness here. I don't get a bad vibe from this. It's just like, okay, something happened, a mistake happened, and shit happens. What are you going to do about it? People make mistakes. Maybe somebody did something and they pressed the wrong button, and then shit happens. Like, what are you going to do? But, like this idea that because other people profited and I didn't and my community didn't, and that's why it's bad, like, I don't vibe with that at all, actually. So okay, now let's get into the final things. So before I get into that, I'll just see if there's any new comments. Oopsies. Oh, definitely. Thank you, Crypto Jack. Thank you, Pulse Warrior. And thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. So, tech is crucial, but community is the heart and soul of any project. And again, soul. Yeah, soul is fundamental to the mind. So, something I don't trust about this protocol. You have a beautiful soul, Stephen, and I think you look for the best in people and their projects. But I also think that mentality with new crypto projects especially. Yeah, I mean, look, it's always good to go in with reservation with DeFi. And I guess And I guess really that's the thing that I would really love to be a part of changing, because that is the default mode of always going in with like some sort of reservation. And I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of like, oh, here's this thing and it rugs. I mean, I'm thankful that a lot of the things that I talk about aren't like this, but it does happen. It happens. And what are you going to do? And it sucks, you know, when you're here trying to put out your best intention for people and trying to protect people and trying to be very, like, you can only research so much, man. Like, you know, I'm running a full-time meditation center that's open 7 days a week. I'm trying to create content. I'm trying to research cryptocurrency. I'm trying to help other friends and family with cryptocurrency. Like, I'm trying to do so many things. There's only so many hours in the day. I'm trying to exercise. I'm trying to eat well. I got to cook for myself. I got to do all this shit. Nobody's here to cook for me or clean for me. I got to do all that for myself. I got to clean everything for myself. It all takes time. And it's like, I've only got so many hours in the day. And so I very, 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 very preciously want to deliver things that don't screw people over. So sometimes you do have to just like look at something quickly and let you guys figure it out. And people automatically assume that we know what we're talking about because we're here with on YouTube and like, oh, the media, they must know what they're talking about. Well, we don't. And I'm very clear about that. I'm very clear that I don't know everything. So I really hope that, yes, you go in with this mentality that you should be skeptical. But I want to be in a world where we don't have that default mode of skepticism where I'm just like afraid of a rug pull. Like, Jesus, man, like, is that like, that can't be what DeFi is. That can't be what DeFi is. That can't be this new world. You know, people talk about, oh, new money, change the money, change the world. No. Change the mind, change the world. The mind is the first. The mind is the number one thing. When you want to go to the toilet, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I want to go to the toilet. So then you go to the toilet. The mind comes first. It always comes first. So the monetary system, if the consciousnness embedded in the monetary system is complete garbage, self-centered, greed-ridden filth, then the whole monetary system is going to be garbage, self-centered, greed-ridden filth. So the mind needs to be righteous. The mind needs to be a true mind. And that's something that I'm very, 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 very adamant about. So I do hope that we can build this. But yes, Hexologist Heart, I do agree with that perspective. So bless you guys. I mean, look, honestly, though, one day at a time, I appreciate that, brother. I'm not trusting anyone besides Somi and Steven. I really appreciate that. But still, even still, brother, whatever I present to you, still do the research yourself. Still take with a grain of salt. Sometimes I don't do my full research on things. That's really I guess, a testament of my channel of doing the depth of research that I do in ATROPA. But I still get shit wrong there all the time. And I'm still like, even yet, I've been watching some of my older videos. I'm like, how did I get that so wrong? I was way off the mark on this and that. So always do your own research as well. So only use us as like a guide, but really figure it out for yourself and have the conviction with yourself and the conviction with your own mind. So the universe gives you what you are. I'm going to get back into it. So there's a lot of comments there. Thank you, everybody. Tintop, thank you for the birthday, brother. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, Dougie So, thank you also, Dougie. All right, let's get back into the share screen. And so now the giveaway. So this is what basically the whole premise of today was. So it's the long-winded thing. Thanks, Benjamin. All right, let's go. So the giveaway. So I'm going to go through this with you guys as well, because I actually, honestly, again, I'm been out of the loop, just got back from Korea, just trying to catch up on things. And yeah. So the Pulse Chain Mega Meme Hyperloop giveaway is live. Massive exposure for Pulse Chain's memes. Huge prizes for the community. The wallet is loading up daily with top meme tokens, and it all goes back to you. So the details here. So ZeroTrust and Liberty Swap present the Pulse Chain Mega Meme Hyperloop portfolio giveaway. What a name, right? I'll share that. And I'll put this in the description. So what am I going to put in the description? So I'm going to put this in the description, and I'm going to put this in the description for you guys as well. So the Pulse Chain Mega Meme Hyperloop portfolio giveaway. What a name, huh? By the way, actually, no, I won't do that. The Mega Meme portfolio giveaway is live, bringing massive exposure to Pulse Chain's memes and huge prizes for the community. Choose your path below, meme founder or giveaway entrant. So you can enter the Mega Meme giveaway. So you click here to win a share of the prize wallet, or If you're a token founder or you want to share your project, you can click here. This might be something that I do with Coexist token. Yeah, I probably will end up doing this with Coexist token. So yeah, I'll do that. So again, I'm only going through this for the first time with you guys now, you guys and girls. So mega meme, Hyperloop portfolio giveaway. How to enter. So the biggest meme competition on Pulse Chain. Create your meme, enter the giveaway, and win your share of the prize wallet. So read this first. This article was written specifically for this giveaway. Well, it did say read this first, so we should read it first, right? But I'll open it in a new. It explains what the upcoming trustless index is all about, exposing hidden centralization in so-called DeFi chains. Read it carefully. The better you understand it, the sharper your meme will be, and the better chance you have of winning. Okay. The trustless index, why it matters for the future of crypto. Crypto promised freedom, but too quickly we slipped into flashy VC chains with hidden levers of control. The trustless index shows who still carries the mission forward and who has already. Can I press a button here? I know that there's going to be a button, but I don't know what it is. There'll be a button to like maximize the screen. But anyway, I'll put this here so at least it's a little bit bigger. All right, trustless index. Real-time analysis of blockchain decentralized metrics. Search amongst 24 blockchains. So crypto was born to end trust, to remove middlemen, eliminate gatekeepers, and let code run free. Bitcoin's white paper set out that mission. Peer-to-peer digital cash. But it never became that. Developers argued, forks appeared, and the vision fractured into Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and others. The point is simple. What Bitcoin was built to do, it isn't doing. Imagine Satoshi if he was still alive and he was seeing the shit on Twitter about what crypto has become. If he was seeing the guy drinking his piss on Pump Fund, like, or if he was dead, he'd be turning in his grave. And before the dust even settled, the industry lurched forward into something else entirely. Flashy VC-backed chains plastered across stadiums, the space never got time to mature. Instead of building on the trustless foundation, it was hijacked by speed, marketing, and control. These new chains promise progress, but their blockchains are filled with hidden levers, blacklists, clawbacks, freezes, rollbacks, and validator clubs too small to resist collusion. What looks like innovation is actually just a return to the same old system, power in the hands of a few. You know, there's a lot that AI is going to be helping us with DeFi, just FYI. The trustless index exists to cut through this noise. It measures every major chain against the principles crypto was built on. It shows who is still carrying the mission forward and who's already sold out. What the trustless index measures, the index scores chains on the fundamentals of real decentralization. Decentralization. Who controls a network? Are validators broadly accessible or locked behind million-dollar gates? Can ordinary people participate, or is it an insider's game? Immutability. Once code is deployed, can it be changed? Are there admin keys or upgrade functions that let a small group alter the contract? Can transactions be rolled back or the chain paused at will? This is about permanence. Code as law versus code as suggestion. This is actually delicious. Sensor resistance. Can transactions be blocked from happening in the first place? Are there blacklist functions at the chain or token level? Can addresses be frozen so they can't send or receive funds? Security. So this is about whether anyone can stop you from transacting. Security. Are there backdoors, kill switches, central points of failure in the design? Could a government or regulator pressure one person or company to shut the system down? We know of a few blockchains like this. Is there a single weak link, a CEO, a foundation, a developer team that compromises the entire network? This is about resilience, whether the system can actually survive attack or coercion. Distribution. Was the launch fair or captured by VCs and insiders? Is token supply heavily concentrated in a few wallets, giving them control over the network? Does the system reflect a broad community or a top-heavy structure? This is a really, Really, really good article. This is really cool. So the Trustless Index, that's really cool. So I'm in the process of helping some of my meditation fam, onboarding them into crypto or introducing them into crypto. And I'm really trying to promote the idea of decentralized finance. And as I've tried to explain to them, some of them have never invested before, and they're like, it's like a video game and it feels overwhelming. And I have to know all this language. And so trying to really distill it down to the basics. And so this article is really very good to really describe what decentralized finance is and why it's so important and what are the factors which contribute to a truly decentralized financial system. So validators, the hidden lever of control. On paper, validators are supposed to secure a chain and represent the will of the network. In reality, many chains have turned validator access into exclusive clubs. In some networks, running a validator costs millions. Holy shit. Holy shit. What does it cost millions? The result, only small elite people can participate. Only a small elite can participate. Validators can easily collude because there's so few of them. Voting looks democratic, but in practice, it's controlled by insiders. So this is really just a principle of how humans work. You know, in small groups, we'll work together. Tribes will work together. On a larger scale, this is where things become very interesting, but that can also be used against us. That quality of humanity can be used against us because obviously in this instance, it's the same that you see on this blockchain. You have these insider groups. It's the same mechanism. It's the same quality of humanity that happens here. So here's the truth no one tells you. The speed these chains brag about comes from having so few validators. Consensus is fast when only a handful of players are involved, but it's speed bought at the expense of decentralization and security. The trade-off may not feel harmful today, but accepting it normalizes centralized control. And once it's normalized, these levers will eventually be used against the very users who funded the system. That's why validator design is a core part of the trustless index scoring. A truly decentralized system must allow broad, fair validator participation. Otherwise, validators are just another word for middleman, and fast transactions are simply a marketing gloss. Yeah, this is where people think. This is a really interesting point. I didn't know this, and I'd probably have to look more into it to really be like, wow, that's really awesome. But the correlation between fast transaction and limited validators or a small amount of validators. So often people who boast about blockchains with fast transactions, it's because the validating process is centralized. So that's not necessarily a good thing, is it? So the illusion of safety. The sales pitch is always the same. These features keep you safe from scammers. But safety is the pretense power always hidden behind blacklists, clawbacks, and freezes don't protect freedom. They prepare the ground for financial control. Investors who support these chains today are effectively voting for the architecture of CBDCs tomorrow. Your investment is your vote. It may not affect you today, but by supporting chains with hidden controls, you are funding the digital cage your children and grandchildren will live in. The Trustless Index in action. The Trustless Index isn't just a scoreboard, it's a weapon of education, funded by the Guardians and amplified through the ZeroTrust ad engine. This is going to be something that I want to explore further in the future, the ZeroTrust ad engine. It is delivered directly to users to other chains. Ads push people to the index. An intro video breaks through their cognitive dissonance. They see in black and white that what their chain really is and what they are voting for with their money. It forces investors to confront the reality. Every dollar, every transaction, every stake is a choice between freedom and control. I mean, it sounds beautiful. It sounds epic, but it's going to take time. So it's like, the ad engine. And I think people often misunderstand the amount of patience is required for these things to actually mature and work. Because people's consciousness within DeFi at the moment, or crypto, they don't care about these things. They're not interested in where my money is and why it's there. They just want a Lambo. They just want a mansion. They just want the fastest possible return on their investment for the minimum amount of effort. So it's going to take a lot of battling against. But I do believe people are going to get sick and tired of that game. And there's already people that are sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of that game. The people who've been attracted to Pulse Chain are sick and tired of that game. So basically what we're doing is, from an energetic perspective, all we're doing is we're just looking for those people. We're here, we're this tiny force, and then you've got all the garbage in the rest of the world of crypto. Not just all the rest of the world, but a large majority of people that are there for the Lambos, the mansions. They just want quick gains. Nothing wrong with that, but like, it's a zero-sum game, and it's a losing game. Like, you're just taking advantage of somebody else on the other side of that. I would rather contribute to something that works together to win together. So it seems like that's what we're trying to build here. So there's going to, out of this vast majority of people, there's only going to be a small percentage of people that have become disillusioned with this, and they're like, I'm sick of this. I've had enough. From that percentage, there's going to be people that go, I'm done with crypto. And from that percentage, there's going to be people that are like, I'm looking for an alternative. Is there something better? And that's our target market, essentially. But that target market, as this network, our network, continues to grow and expand, and this cesspool of greed-ridden filth continues to become more of a, it's just like it's a drain that's just circling and circling in this like endless pit of disgusting filth. More and more people will become disillusioned. So this percentage will grow. It doesn't mean that we're going to capture all those people. It just means that that process is going to take time. And so when I hear these things, I'm like, yeah, that's bullish. Ad engine, bullish. This is going to be epic. There's going to be all these people onboarded to Pulse Chain. No, it doesn't work like that. People's expectations are really not in alignment with reality. Like even these marketing devices, like it's just not in alignment with reality. What were people expecting? Were people expecting that someone was going to pick this thing up and then we were going to get a 10,000x tomorrow? That's the sentiment that I'm seeing with a lot of ungrateful people. Like, oh, it's done nothing for the price. Well, what the hell were you expecting? Did you think that everybody who picked one up was just going to immediately start buying Pulse Chain so that you could dump on them? Don't think so. Don't think so. It's not in alignment with reality. The bigger picture, quick gains may be tempting. Flashy marketing may look convincing, but real value, real wealth, and real freedom only exist in systems that cannot be stopped, changed, or corrupted. That was the original promise of crypto. No middlemen, no trust, no levers. And again, because we're in this place which embodies the ethos of that, we have the Genius Act. We're like all the stuff that's going on in the world now, it's all just distractions, man. Don't get sucked into the left versus right stuff, man. Like some of his videos are really hitting the nail on the head, and I'm glad he's the way that he's coming out and saying it. I'm like, you're hitting the nail on the head, Somi. Like, I mean, yeah, don't get sucked into the left versus right. That's what they want. They want us to be divided. They want us to be fighting against each other so that they can just do whatever the hell that they want. Like, and I'm not saying that it's conspiracies here and there, but like on the whole, largely speaking, this is exactly how society operates. Like, create the division, make everybody think this in this direction, make other people think in this direction, and then never have them in unison, and then start swinging the other way, and then swing again the other way. It's like a never-ending cycle. It's like Somi says, it's a loser's game. There is no winners there. So eventually those people will become disillusioned, hopefully, and then start to come to DeFi. I do believe that the future is somehow it's got to be decentralized. And I do believe eventually it's going to be artificial intelligence plus decentralized finance. Hashtag, go look at my Sigma videos. So the trustless index exists to remind people of that truth and to show chain by chain who still honors it and who has abandoned it. Conclusion. Crypto stands at a crossroads. If users continue to back chains with backdoors and hidden powers, they'll wake up to find they have built the very system they thought they were escaping. The trustless index is a mirror, a teacher, and a warning. It exposes the chains that are laying the groundworks for CBDCs, and it highlights the ones still in fighting for true decentralization. And again, there's going to be people who just don't care. They're going to be very happy to go with the CBDCs. They're going to be happy with their mortgages and thinking that that's why they're born to live, that they were basically yeah, just complicit in the system. And there's nothing wrong with this. Well, I mean, I guess there is things wrong with the system, and it's not a perfect system, but there's going to be people that are like that just accept the status quo. But the status quo, everybody that's in crypto sees that there has to be a better alternative than the status quo, because the status quo takes advantage of far too many people, and the gap between the rich and white is getting far too big. And CBDCs just represents more of the same of the status quo. And I think people are really becoming disillusioned with that. So in the end, the question isn't just about crypto, it's about freedom itself. All right. So back to the mega pump. Soon the Trustless Index will go live. The best memes from this competition will be deployed in the ad engine to reach investors on fake DeFi chains, directing them to the index. So keep that in mind, because that's what this whole competition is about. Basically, it's a competition, from my understanding, to create memes, which is going to go into the ad engine. And the best ones are going to get selected, and the best ones are going to get a share of the prize pool, which I believe is like over $10,000 at the moment. So free money, putting your creativity to good use. 21st of September, 5 p.m. EST is the end time. And then it's going to be announced at 6 p.m. EST. And I believe that I'll be doing that live stream. So purpose. Your meme is a weaponized ad built to spark curiosity in investors trapped in fake DeFi chains and drive them straight into the trustless index. The goal: target investors on other chains, spark doubt in their system, and make them curious enough to click. So again, remember what I was explaining about the target market. You think about what the target market is for you and what you think is a target market. That's my perspective on the target market. So if I was to make memes, that's what I would be doing. That's who I'll be targeting. Those people who've become disillusioned with that. People like a video that I was doing with Whitney the other day. Oh, actually, it was a long time ago, but I watched it again yesterday. I did a Whitney Magic. She interviewed me for her community, and one of the dudes there was like, her community is quite a spiritual community, and one of the dudes there was like, yeah, like, is this what crypto is all about? Like all the memes and stuff. And he was very interested in what I had to say about ATROPA and pDAI, because it represented something different. So then, therefore, that's the target market. The people who are aware of those things have become disillusioned by it and want an alternative. That, for me, is the target market. You're not going to get the 20-year-old kid who wants his Lambo and he's chasing pump fun and he can't go to sleep at night because he's too busy clicking buttons and his dopamine receptors are completely fried from like pump and dumps. You're not going to get that kid. So don't even bother trying to market to that kid. What you might get is the kid who's had some kind of a mental breakdown from that and is like, I can't take this anymore. There's got to be something else. And his mind is like, I need something. I need something that's going to save me. And this is not it. I can't go on like this. That might be the kid that you're going to get. So really think about who your target market is. So for me, the target market would be more of like people in their 30s, more developed emotionally, more in tune with themselves. So impact, drive outsiders more in tune with their heart, drive outsiders to check their chain against the trustless index. How we'll use it. So the strongest memes will be amplified in our ad engine, promoted across channels to bring eyes from other chains to pulse chain truth. The tone should be sharp, clever, slightly savage, catch attention, plant doubt, and drive clicks. Format, square or landscape only, so not portrait. Videos accepted, 30 seconds max. Single entry, one meme per account, so only one entry. So the wallet is already loaded with Zero, Peacock, Zen, and more. Meme founders keep adding tokens. The wallet grows daily. You can check the prize wallet live here. We'll have a look at that in just a moment, actually. The total price. Oh, let's have a look. What's it called? Pulse scan? No. Hang on a second. Let me just bring up the. Thank you, everybody, for being here on my birthday, by the way. I appreciate everybody being here. It really was a lovely day. Cheeky little cockroach. Cheeky little bunya. Why is it not opening? What's going on here? Let's try one more time. Maybe because I'm sharing. Damn. Anyway, the contract address is there. You guys can look it up. And girls. You got to subscribe to Pulse Chain Nexus. Oh, no. What am I looking at here? Sorry. So the entry requirements is follow ZeroTrust and Liberty Swap. So lucky I followed. Repost the competition announcement. Comment here with your meme and slogan. So format must be square or landscape. Only one per account. Your meme artwork must act like an ad for investors on other chains. Make them doubt their fake DeFi. Make them want to click through after seeing it. No community or bot accounts will be deleted and banned on non-community or bot accounts. So the entries close 5 p.m. Sunday, September 2021. And then the live draw is basically 1 hour after that. So how winners are chosen. A trustless Pulse Chain community member will shortlist memes. So there was talk of basically I was going to decide the best memes. I hope it's not just me. I hope there's going to be somebody that's going to be joining me with that. But we're going to do a stream together, hopefully. 100 entries, and then you pick the top 10. If there's 200 entries, you pick the top 20. But there's not many entries, I believe. So your chances are very, very good to win. And you're getting, like, the prize pool is, like, it's substantial. Actually, you know what? Let's use this. The Mandala ecosystem, lad. So let's add a wallet here. Wallet name. This will be the what's the mega the mega meme hyperloop portfolio. Let's have a look. So while it loads this up, so this is nsu.me. So this is a new portfolio tracker. And it takes like 1 or 2 minutes to load. So while that's loading, it's already done it. No, that can't be right. It's not going to have 1.1 billion. Oh, man. All right, let me see what else here. Hey, Jimmy, James, you legend, brother. You legend. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. It's been a fruitful birthday. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. I'm so looking forward to seeing you again, man. I'm so looking forward to it. We're going to have so much fun. The Australian DeFi community, our first Vision to Action gathering is happening 4th of October. So anyone from Australia who wants to come to that, please come. If you're in Brisbane, it's going to be in Brisbane at the Hamilton Hotel. The Hammer. It's going to be at the Hammer. Going to be in Gus's room at the Hammer, bro. Come on down to the Hammer. Have a couple of beers with the boys and watch the footy, mate. It's going to be at the Hammer. And it's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. We're undecided about what we're going to do after that, but there most definitely will be some kind of connection kind of event, whether we go out or go somewhere. Not 100% sure, so we are going to figure that out. We'll basically just figure that out on the night. So I've definitely got ideas about what I want to do, but it's just dependent on what everybody else wants to do. So let's have a look here. So yeah, that's not right either, man. Anyway, this wallet apparently has yeah, I'll send some tokens to there. What else we got? So we got, hang on, I'll bring it up. Let's go. Hey. Let's keep it PG there, son. All right, let's bring this up. So it has now Liberty Aquarium. It's got 13,000 of Liberty Aquarium in there. 192. Let's organize it by the value, the highest value. So 130,000. So I don't know if that's 100% correct or not, but yeah, 2,600 of ZeroTrust, 1,818 of Zen, 1,200 Peacock. So basically, I mean, there's quite a few. Look at this. Fuck you, Brokey Devs, 420. Why has it got only 6.5? You should have put 6.9 there, bro. 420.69. But anyway, all right. That's cute. Good on you. But I would say that this is the bulk of it. So 2.6, 1.8, 1.2. So what have we got there? So basically 3, yeah, that's like 5.5. So that's pretty good. So 5,500. Well, that's exceptional actually. So yeah, that's it. So the best memes go on the Fuel to the Trustless Index. So that's the big giveaway. So like I said, I'm going to put this in the, so yeah, read the article. I'll put this in the description. And there we have that. So now I'll end on just one last thing. So the pDAI conference. So the pDAI conference, it is done. It's set. By the way, look at these little puppies. Look at these little doggies. This was at a Buddhist temple in Korea. Look at that little fur ball. And the little puppies. And they're all just adorable people. The Koreans, man, I tell you what. Beautiful people. All right, so let me go to the... Oh. This salad, beetroot, sweet potato, and mint as a combo, phenomenal. I've tried it with different sauces, and that combo is phenomenal. Add anything else you want in there. Give it some crunch. Give it all the different colors, which is really good for your gut health. But that combo of 3 is like phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm like obsessed with this form of salad at the minute. All right, so actually, I'll open this one as well because I do want to. Oh yeah, so for the Australian DeFi community, Gus's room, Hamilton Hotel in Brisbane. So I'm hoping there's going to be, I don't want to say just in case, but I'm hoping there's going to be some boys flying in from Melbourne, maybe also from Townsville. So let's have a look. Let's wait and see. James is coming all the way from, I don't know if you want me to mention your location. I'll just say Western Australia. Okay, so not that one because I want to go to the full details so everybody's aware in case you haven't seen it. Boy, here we go. Okay, so damn it, maybe that's not the one. Okay, here we go. So the pDAI conference is going to be on the 10th of the 10th, 2025. So it'll be streaming live on YouTube. It will also be just like this. It will be getting streamed on X as well. But yeah, basically the StreamYard. So day one is going to be the first of... day one is going to be Friday, October 10. It's going to be 4 p.m. EST. So this is New York time. So basically, leading up to the event, I will put together the times with the different time zones. I found a website today which shows like EST with Australian EST and London time. So yeah, you'll be able to easily convert the times. But basically, unfortunately for Brisbane, it ends up being like 6 o'clock in the morning when it starts. So I'll be up at 6 to start this. And Somi is going to be kickstarting the event. So there's going to be a panel of us from 4 p.m. Somi's going to open, and then we're just going to have a discussion. And it's basically from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. But because it's basically the start of my day, I'm just going to go for as long as the vibe is high. So if the vibe is good and there's lots of people loving it and people are coming in and out and they're contributing, like it's going to be an open panel, anyone can come. We can have a chat, talk about pDAI, just talk about all sorts of stuff. Day one is just going to be about like setting the scene for what pDAI is. So it's going to be an open panel, lots of fun, and everyone's welcome to join and come in and have a yarn. And if the vibe is high, we're just going to go for as long as we need to. And if it ends up going to all the way the next day and we're still going and I'm still going and it's like 10 o'clock the next day, then so be it. But I would say probably it won't be that, but who knows, because I'm going to have to eat and stuff like this and the other boys are all in America. So day 2 is going to start 10 a.m. EST. So that's New York time. So we're going to have speakers, presenters, panelists, a community, AMA. So the second day is going to have, it's also going to start same. It'll start with potentially some sort of panel. And then we're going to get into the different kinds of speakers. So we got Decentralized Me. He's going to do a slot. We got, well, Bud Pilch, Bud, Zach, Moted B. So Steve-O in the chat at the minute. Us four are going to be in the panel. And then we're the hosts basically. And then, yeah, Decentralized Me will have a slot. Some of those boys will be in some slots. This is Cash Money. He'll be in there. Hodonomics, one of the OGs. Files Dirty. So that's Sir Nathan the Dog. We got my boy Adam, Vibra Finance. We got Anders. We got Royson, Crusher Trades. Target Crypto King has agreed to do a slot. He's doing some research at the minute. So we're basically trying to have a whole bunch of different kinds of topics. So self-sovereignty and a loadal title and the big picture. This is the number one thing that we're going to be, that we're really going to focus on. Well, not really going to focus on, but that's really where I want to set the scene for. So pDAI law and different peg theories. So obviously we have the 99 capital peg theory with Decentralized Me, but then also I think it's the language that I have to use, but my perspective has always been the ATROPA avenue. So I've been looking at the ATROPA ecosystem and how can ATROPA peg pDAI, but using the terminology as peg is the wrong terminology, I suppose, because peg means that it stays and it's fixed at that price. But the way that I see the tools within the ATROPA ecosystem is doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be fixed at $1 like it is coded in the MakerDAO protocol or was in the MakerDAO protocol, but rather through the tools, it can fluctuate and hover within that region. So yeah, different theories, speculative narratives and conspiracy theories, analytical research, blockchain investigation, technical analysis and price charts. So we're basically going to break it up into different segments with different topics. And between the segments and the topics, we'll have songs, we'll have memes, we'll have all sorts of fun things. Liberty Swap. Also, they get behind everything community-based. So Liberty Swap and the Dom, they were saying we should set up a donation address. So we've set up a community wallet to purchase some pDAI X badges to boost engagement across X. So the donation wallet address is this. Basically, well, actually, I'll go to this one now because this goes into more detail. So the pDAI conference badge fundraiser. So every speaker will get a badge. So basically, we're trying to raise funds. So the goal, okay, so why the badges matter? So the badges double your views. The X algo loves them. So you'll see things like, you'll see people like this, Liberty Swap. So he's got the Pulse Chain badge there. So that means they get higher reach. Basically, it doubles your views. So this is very important. So we want to achieve this goal before the conference so we can basically organically outreach to communities outside of pDAI or outside of Pulse Chain, because pDAI has been a massive marketing tool for Pulse Chain. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. People know about Pulse Chain because they know about pDAI. So whether you like it or not is irrelevant. So it helps spread pDAI beyond Pulse Chain. It builds hype for the conference. So we really want to achieve this goal before the conference. So the goal is 10,000. So basically, the first badge is 10,000. And then from then on, it's 600. So however many badges we get, so let's just say however much funding we get, let's say we get 16,000. So that's 10,000 plus 6,000, which means basically we're getting one badge times another 11 badges. So then those 11 badges we will gift to the speakers at the conference so that they can continue to promote the conference before it starts, but then for a whole year, they're getting this boost basically in the algorithm. So they can promote pDAI, they can promote Pulse Chain, they can promote decentralized or true DeFi. So at the moment, I believe we have this, at the time of writing this, there was 2,100. Now we have closer to 5,000. So we're about halfway to the first target. So every single thing counts, even if you do $10 to $25, doesn't matter. Anything counts. I donated 25. Someone today donated 500,000 pDAI. So yeah, like whatever you want to donate it. If we don't reach the goal by the 4th of October, I'm going to refund everything because it's really annoying to do this stuff. It's really annoying to I don't like doing this. I don't like asking people for money. It's like, it's just annoying. And I'm like messaging people and, oh, have you seen this? And it's not my vibe. It's not my vibe. I don't like doing that sort of shit. And I got to be on top of this. And it's really annoying. And it's like, I'm trying to organize all these other things. And this is just another thing to organize. I don't enjoy it. And it's like the effort output for me to actually put this stuff out there and make people aware of this is like 100 times more, maybe not 100, but like 10 times more than what it is for people to send. Because I've already sent. And I shared that. And I keep sharing like big ones as well. So if you send something, share it out, quote this post, and then share what you've shared. Like build that energy in the community, build the energy of giving. If we don't achieve the goal by the 4th of October, I'm just going to send everything back to everyone. And I really hope that's not the case, because that's just going to be another, like, that's just wasted hours of figuring out all the different transactions and who sent what. And I'm going to have to send all that. So I really do hope we can at least get the 10,000. And then also, from there, obviously, as well, anyone who wants. So if we raise 16,000, we've got 11 badges to give away. And then if anybody else wants a badge for themselves and they're not in the conference, but they just want a badge, then they can just pay $600 for the cost of the badge. And then we'll just give them a badge. So I just think it's a net positive. And if everybody just contributes like a tiny amount, like the pDAI chat's got 7,000 people in there. So if everybody just puts like 10 or $25, like, you basically hit your target very, very easily. So yeah, but it's human nature. So it's just what it is. And it's like this giveaway, like you got to keep putting it out there and people are like, okay, I'll do it later. And then the date comes up and you're like, oh shit, I should do it now before the date ends. So yeah, please have a look at this. So look at this. What do you want? You want a cheeky little pDAI badge? Cheeky little pDAI badge. I need one of those little pDAI things that Somi's got that he shares all the time. So, all right, I'm going to round up the stream. And it looks like my computer's wigging out a little. I'll round up the stream, go through some of these final comments. So, 4th of October, Australia, and a week later. Yeah, that's it, Steve-O. That's so creamy. It's actually called Creamy Pastry Stout. The first one I had was Biscoff Crumbs Imperial Cookie Stout. Wasn't so good. This one was delicious. Ice cream stout base in peanut butter, coconut cream, decadent swirl of nougat, caramel, chocolate vibes inspired by your favorite nutty candy. It kind of tastes banana-y as well. But in any case, it is delicious. It was my dessert treat for the day. So if you want to see the wallet, use Pulsefolio. Yeah, that's Pulsefolio. Is that 369 Pulsefolio? PLS Folio. Have I used that one before? Number one portfolio tracker. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. Let's yeah, because that's definitely not right. But anyway, I'll put the links there so if people want to see. We know it's at least got 5,000 in there. Yeah, thanks for that comment. Pulsefolio. Good on your eclectic odds. So kimchi all day long. I love some good quality kimchi. So I heard something about X badges. How can I support the conference? And Steve. Good on you, Steve. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to leave. I'll leave this here. Yeah. So I'll go through these comments here with the screen like this. pDAI conference is fire. All goats will talk. Amazing. Yeah, and if you want to talk as well, Patton, like this is what we really want to promote. It's a community, right? And I'm really loving putting this together with Steve. So Motor Crypto, he's in the chat right now. Zach, everybody knows Zach. Everybody knows Bud. I'm really enjoying putting it together with these boys. We've got a diversity of skills, a diversity of perspectives. And that to me embodies what pDAI is actually about. So we really want to be accepting and embracing all perspectives. I mean, even the doubters, if there's people that want to come in, and we want to even have like a debate segment and debating people who are anti. At the moment, we haven't found any takers, but we also want to keep it like, not giving just anti too much airtime, but really being open to the perspectives, because that's what I want to do. I want to be someone who sees the pitfalls and where could this possibly go wrong. But I think to be perfectly honest, at this stage with pDAI, it's like, well, we're in too deep and something's going on. Something feels like it's going on here. So we're just going to go with it. But still, it's good to see the opposite side of the perspective as well for others. For others to see that, I think, is very important. So, because some people are not so comfortable investing, and that's totally fine. It's totally okay. If you're anti, that's totally 100% okay. But we really want to emphasize the diversity of opinion, but no blacklist function, allodial title. There's just too many good things that can possibly happen with it pegging. There's too many good things. There's too many whispers of things happening on the chain. We've got this L2 thing. I don't know anything about this L2 stuff, but I'm seeing like Sir Nathan the Dog post all this stuff, like putting these random things. It's like Deb_2_ guess. I'm just like, what the fuck is he talking about? I got no idea. So pDAI conference, we'll learn all about it. And so Nathan the Dog's going to talk. So it's just going to be so good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm having so much fun. I am having a lot of fun putting it together. So it's community, man. That's what this is all about. That's what crypto is all about. So yeah, somebody mentioned like, oh, you think this is going to pump? Not interested. Like, oh, great. If we have the pDAI conference and the price pumps, fantastic. I'm not going to say no to that. Who's going to say no to that? But I'm not doing this for the pump. I'm doing this because of the culture, what it represents, what it means for pDAI to be successful, what it means for the blockchain for pDAI to win, what it means for the PRC20 narrative, what it means for the world's greatest airdrop, the world's largest free airdrop. It's a historic marketing event. That's what I'm in it for. But people they only see it from their perspective, which is fine. Like, again, if you don't like it, hey, just don't come. Thank you, Patton. Good on you, Steve, making a donation now. I'm a sovereign. Amen. Ahanu. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Ram. I am sovereign. Amen. Ahoni. Lakechi. Salute to you, great soul, Stephen. Salute to you, brother. I haven't heard you say salute for a while. I have no idea what Ahoni Lakechi is. But if you could translate that, I'd love to know. Worth noting, there's no premium here, Stephen, and the team are all volunteers. Oh, yes, that's also very true. Yep, no cut for me. Nothing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly speaking, obviously, I would get a badge, so that would be the benefit to me. But yeah, I mean, that's most definitely not why I'm doing it. The badge was not even on my radar until people insisted. Liberty Swap were like, yeah, you should definitely do it. And the Dom was like, yeah, you should definitely do it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. It seems like a good idea. So, okay. Thank you, So that's a good one. So I just got here. Going to have to watch. It's a long one today for Tina. Current pDAI conference donation wallet value. Yeah, where did we go with this Pulsefolio? I did mention, I mean, I can't necessarily look it up. Give me a second, actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. I will tell you what we have in there so you all can see it now. Let's have a quick look. I'll just switch my wallet and then we'll end the stream on there. I'll put all the links in the description for this as well. So I need to put the, what did I need? I needed to put the Pantheon, yes, the archetypes and the Hyperloop giveaway. Okay, that's what I needed to put. And let's bring this up here. Okay. Hey, good on you, Steve. Make sure to quote the post. And then actually I'll put that. Yeah, that was what I was going to do. I was going to put that post there for the donations, for the badges. What have we got so far? So we have hey, somebody sent some wrapped Bitcoin. Hey, who's the big dog who did that? So we got 1,000 or almost we got 900 USDC, and then pDAI we've got 1,800, but at the minute it's really at a low. So hopefully by the 4th of October it's had a cheeky little pump. So that's what's that, a couple of weeks away. So it's had a cheeky pump. So then I'll sell it into stable coins then. Yeah, that's about 2 weeks away. So hopefully we have a pump by then. So that 1,800 might end up being like 2.5, perhaps 3. If we get a double, if we go up to 0.6 cents or something like this. We also have $2,000 in Ethereum. So 1,000 plus 1.8 thousand, so nearly 3,000 plus 2,000. So we got close to 5,000. So we're close to halfway. So every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. So yeah, make sure to spread the word by posting what you give. So good on you. Maybe this was you, Steve. So yeah, normally I did start converting to stable coins, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't convert to stable coins. Maybe I'll just leave it because it's only going to make the job harder if I have to send it back. So I'm not too sure how to go about that. I don't really want to be like trading the wallet, so to speak. So yeah, if you want to know what to send, probably stable coins is the best thing to send, honestly speaking. But anything's okay. So all right. Thank you so much, everybody. So just click the link. My bro, which link are you talking about, Steve? Just click the link. Did you send some sort of link somewhere or? That's beautiful, Ram. Aho is Native American, which means thank you. And Nilakech is Mayan, which means I am you and you am I. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I will end the stream on that. So I really wanted to do a stream tonight because, yeah, I really wanted to be with people. And the beauty of life is being together. What meaning is there in a life where you're just by yourself? There's no meaning to that kind of a life. There's no true joy in that life. The true joy in life is to be together. And so being together on this stream was something that I wanted to do, and I really enjoyed it. And I really thank you all for engaging and being here with me. And the generous super chat from my boy James, it means a lot. It really means a lot. That's what keeps me going. And I think it's a really beautiful way to punctuate my birthday with this idea of community with ZeroTrust. And so you guys and girls can be the ones to decide what you feel about ZeroTrust. My feeling with ZeroTrust is very positive. My feeling with what they're trying to do is very positive. Whether they succeed is another story. I believe that all the ingredients are there for it to succeed just based on what I'm seeing, the elements of what I'm seeing, the quality of the output that I'm seeing. There's been criticisms about, oh, it's AI generated content, but this is the world that we're living in. For me, that's bullish. If you're generating content with AI and you're doing a good job at it, that's bullish. But you still need to have the soul. You need to have the human in there. And this is where we as the community coming together to really spread that love to all of cryptocurrency, because we can't go on living in a world like this. Everybody knows what's happened in the past week. Everybody knows. And even people who barely watch the news know we can't go on like this. We can't go on living in a world like this. It's not the way that humanity is supposed to live. The reason and purpose why we were born is so that we could live together forever. That's the reason and purpose why we were born. That's the ultimate desire, the fundamental desire of every human on the planet, is to live eternally. And what does living eternally mean? It means to live together forever. That's what it really means. We can be together. But even if you think about heaven, do you want to go to a heaven where everybody carries this human mind into heaven with them? And, oh, that guy over there, like, he's a left winger, or he's a right winger, or he was black in the real world, or he was white in the world, and whites did this to me. Like, is that heaven? No, we have to fulfill heaven now while we're alive. Otherwise, what's the point? You think anything's going to be different when you die? How's it going to all of a sudden magically change? It doesn't make any logical sense. We should be making the heaven on earth now. And the way to do that is to be together. That's where the love is, man. Being together. So building a community, a decentralized finance community that nurtures togetherness and nurtures the love of togetherness, is really one of the most fundamental things we should be doing on Pulse Chain. So I'm very proud to be part of ZeroTrust. And I really do hope that ZeroTrust and the mission of ZeroTrust gets fulfilled, because if it does, it'll be a wonderful thing. And thank you, Steve. Today's a brighter day because you were born on this day. Oh, you're Steve, you're beautiful, man. Thank you so much. You brought soul. And this is the kind of thing, like, you have no idea how much that means to me when I see how much it means to other people. Like when we had this conversation, Steve, in the Zoom the other day, like, it means a lot. It really means a lot, because I just think that I'm just some random guy, and I am some random guy, but I'm bringing a specific flavor to the world of decentralized finance that seems to be resonating with people that want something different. It's bringing soul, it's bringing love, it's bringing truth. So that's my archetype. That's what I'm bringing to ZeroTrust. That's what I'm bringing to Pulse Chain. So the mindset. So yes, Fatina, it is my birthday. Well, it's no longer my birthday now in Brisbane, actually. It's the 20th of September, but on the 19th. And yeah, it's a day of new beginnings. So there's a lot of new things that are happening. We got the zero. It's my numerology day of new beginnings, basically. It's a life cycle 1, which ends up meaning, like, basically, yeah, fresh, all, like, you go through 9-year cycles, and then year 1 is meant to be new. Again, I'm not fully versed on these things. This is just what one of my meditation members said to me. So I really kind of like took that momentum and like, okay, great. If it's a new beginning, let's really make it a new beginning. So thank you, Fatina. I appreciate that. And thank you, Hex Down Under. So, and thank you, Ing. Really, thank you, everybody. So everybody, much love. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. Maybe I won't. Let's see how things go. But have a lovely weekend either way, wherever you are in the world.